time for a battle between the Amex Gold Card and the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Which one is a better fit for you? You're about to find out. We're going to put these two cards head to head with their benefits, rewards, welcome offers, and more to see which one will come out the clear winner for you. And starting out with that welcome offer, we have a little bit of a problem to work around. For the Amex Gold Card right now, Amex is running a unique type of offer to give you as high as 100,000 points. That is, after you meet the spending requirement of $6,000 in your first 6 months. That means the offers that you get versus what I get versus somebody else could all be different. And on the Chase Sapphire Preferred front, we have an elevated offer likely for a limited time here. The new offer says 75,000 points after spending $5,000 in your first 3 months, where normally it is 60,000. In fact, the standard offer for both cards is actually 60,000 points. So let's begin our comparison with that figure. For the standard offers, 60K each, notice the spend requirement is different. For the Sapphire Preferred, it's typically $4,000 in your first 3 months, whereas with Amex, it's higher at $6,000, but you get longer to complete it at 6 months. To best compare these, let's see what the value of these offers actually is. For the Chase Sapphire Preferred, if you redeem those 60,000 points through the Chase Travel Portal, you can get between $600 and $1,050 based on the redemption that you choose via the points boost feature. And for transfer partners, that's an average figure, no set value here, but it should give you around $1,020 on average. With the American Express Gold, its portal would give you anywhere from $420 to $600 of value for travel, or via transfer partners, I'd say the same thing, so about $1,020 on average. If you happen to be on Team Cashback, you do get flat values here. With Chase, it's $600, or with American Express, $360. For their annual fees, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is at $95 as I record this, where the Amex Gold is at $325. And given that Chase will give you higher redemption values via its own portal, also for cash back and with a lower annual fee, the gold medal clearly has to go to the Sapphire Preferred with the gold in second. But what about if you're targeted for an elevated offer? Well, let's run this one more time. The Sapphire Preferred, as you just saw, is currently running 75,000 points with a 5K spend in 3 months, whereas the Amex Gold could be as high as 100K. So let's assume you get 100,000 points there. Putting the value across the board here, those 75K points with Chase will be worth between $750 and $1,312.50 via the Chase portal and using that points boost feature, or transfer partners will be $1,275 on average. For the Amex Gold, its value via the portal will be $700 to $1,000, and via transfer partners, $1,700 on average. Aha, finally the Amex Gold pulls away a little bit with that. Let's keep going though. The value for cash back as a statement credit will be $750 for Chase or $600 via American Express, and the annual fees are the same. Who's the winner this time? Well, I'm still giving the first place medal to the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and here's why. The value for travel here is still higher via the portal, slightly. For transfer partners, it is definitely on the lower side, which is a bummer, so Amex will win for that individual redemption type, but the value for cashback is also significantly higher, and the annual fee is still lower. If you're the type of person who only redeems via transfer partners, then of course you might see this differently, but for the purpose of this video, we're looking at the much broader approach. Let's move on to earning points. The Chase Sapphire Preferred will give you 5 points per dollar on Chase Travel, 5x on Lyft and Peloton with their expiration dates, also triple points on dining and online groceries, excluding Target, Walmart, and wholesale clubs, also triple on select streaming services, then double on other travel, and 1 point per dollar on your other purchases. Adding in the multipliers for the Amex Gold Card, we see this one earns 4 points per dollar on groceries at US supermarkets, up to a cap of $25K per year. 4 points per dollar at restaurants worldwide, up to a cap of $50K per year, all of which is bookable via the Amex Travel Portal, and 1 point per dollar on your other purchases. To better compare these, let's now color code these categories with ones that either overlap directly or close enough. So in blue, we have everything related to travel. Then orange will be dining/restaurants, green will be groceries, and then we also have white for things that do not overlap, so they're unique to each card, and then gray at the bottom is just the base rate, which is 1x. So the Amex Gold Card has a couple useful categories, triple and double there, but Chase will give you 5 points per dollar, and since both of them do require some degree of portal usage, Chase is definitely better there. For dining at restaurants, Amex takes the lead there at 4, which is better than 3. Groceries, Amex also wins here with 4 versus 3, plus fewer restrictions. You don't have to do it online. Amex works for groceries in the store. But then Chase also has some unique partnerships. 5x on Lyft and Peloton, also select streaming services, which a lot of people pay these days, and that really nice double point category on just other travel. And Chase defines travel very, very broadly, including airlines, hotels, motels, timeshares. The list goes on, you can see it here on the screen. Heck, even your campgrounds and tolls count. So that's a huge winner for Chase, but overall here, I know a lot of people like to have their travel cards being used at home to earn points because we spend more time at home than we do at 35,000 feet in the air. So with this, I'm going to actually give this a tie. Both get first place medals. Chase is much better for your travel expenses, but Amex works better at home with fewer restrictions and slightly higher multipliers for your food. Your individual lifestyle might make you sway toward one card more than the other though. Alright, so by now you're aware that both of these cards are great for food, whether dining out or eating in. However, if you're like me and live a busy lifestyle, then you can probably relate to this. You love a good meal, but you don't love shopping for all the ingredients, spending 20 to 30 minutes cooking, and then cleaning up the mess you made afterward. And all of that gets multiplied if you have a family or cook multiple meals per day. That's why I absolutely crave things that can help me get some of my time back. And today's sponsor, Cook Unity, can do exactly that. This isn't your average meal delivery service. We're talking chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals made with top-tier ingredients. It starts by selecting the weekly plan you want. Then you can choose the meals that you like. Browse everything at once or narrow things down by dietary type or restrictions, source of protein, type of cuisine, and more. From there, Cook Unity will do all the rest. And best of all, they're fully cooked, so all you have to do is heat and eat. I recently tried Mom's Sunday Sauce Rigatoni with fennel sausage and meatballs by Chef John DeLucci, and the process could not have been any easier. All I had to do was microwave the dish for about 2 minutes, sprinkle the cheese on top, and enjoy. Both the flavor and the texture were fantastic, and I could tell from the first bite that the quality was top shelf. So if you're tired of cooking, cleaning, meal prepping, or overspending on takeout, then you must give Cook Unity a try. And to make trying it even easier, you can get 50% off your first order by using the link down below in the description area or by adding the code REESE50 at checkout. Now back to comparing our two cards. Now when it comes to redeeming your points, the tide sways more heavily in one direction. Let's see what happens. If you choose to redeem your points via transfer partners, where you move your bank points out to other airlines and hotels, that tends to give you the highest overall average value and will peg that at 1.7 cents per point. It's very possible to get less and also significantly more based on your itinerary though. If, on the other hand, you prefer more of a cut and dry, simple approach, just going through the portal, you tend to get less value, but it is a guaranteed value for certain types of redemptions. For Chase, it's typically 1 cent per point for economy flights, regular hotels, rental cars, cruises, activities, and tours. But you may get a more variable value, still within a fixed range though, for premium flights and premium hotels, where you might get 1.25 cents up to 1.75 cents. You may also find some redemptions somewhere in the middle around 1.5. Over to Amex though, you'll find yourself getting 0.7 cents, typically for prepaid hotels and rental cars. Also cruises, vacations, select homes, and retreats. Or a full 1 cent per point for pretty much all flights. Finally, for cash back as a statement credit, you'll get 1 cent per point with Chase or 0.6 cents with American Express. It does not require a whole lot of deep thinking to come up with a winner for this one. The first place medal again goes to the Chase Sapphire Preferred for higher values pretty much across the board. Our next section here will be to compare the main benefits of both cards, and this one promises to be quite interesting. I've listed the main categories that we'll compare on the left side of the screen, namely travel credits, anniversary bonuses, partner benefits and credits, hotel benefits, foreign transaction fees and authorized user costs. So let's see what happens. For travel credits, the Chase Sapphire Preferred includes a $50 annual hotel credit where you book it via the Chase travel portal. The Amex Gold Card does not have anything related to this at all. For an anniversary bonus, the Chase Sapphire Preferred does give you 10% back. That is bonus points equal to 10% of your total purchases made in the prior year. So if you spent $30,000 over 12 months on your card, you get 10% of $30K, so $3,000, but not in dollars, rather in points, so 3,000 points. The Amex Gold does not have an anniversary bonus. How about partner benefits and credits? There was a lot to go over here. So to give you the brief version, with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, we have Lyft, DoorDash, and Peloton. You can see some of the info there on the screen. Most of these relate to getting either a membership, like the DoorDash membership, or some accelerated point earnings. With the Amex Gold Card, these are much more related to credits that reimburse you, or in the case of the Uber credit, allow you to pay up front with some Uber cash to get a discount. So with its $84 Dunkin' credit, $100 Resi credit, $120 Uber cash benefit, and $120 with the dining credit, there's a lot to go around here to really help you earn back your cost of the much higher annual fee. Looking now to the hotel benefits. With the Sapphire Preferred, you get the Visa Signature Luxury Hotel Collection, and the Amex Gold would give you the Hotel Collection. Both are separate special portals where when you book hotels through them, you get some elevated VIP style perks. Neither card will charge you foreign transaction fees outside of the US, although keeping in mind Visa will likely be at a higher acceptance rate at a lot more countries around the world. Therefore, the Sapphire Preferred may be a better companion for you if you do a lot of international travel. And lastly, to add authorized users, there is $0 for the Sapphire Preferred and also $0 for the first 5 people on the Amex Gold. Beyond that, there'll be $35 each. In terms of who's the big winner here, I don't really see a clear-cut answer to this, so they're both getting first place medals as a tie. And speaking of value, let me introduce you to a new concept that I've never done before in previous comparison videos. Let's look at the out-of-pocket cost, which is basically how much will you have to pay for a card after you've used some of the main benefits or credits. At least the ones that have a much more clear value. So for the annual fees, $95 on the Sapphire Preferred, $325 for the Amex Gold. Subtracting out the credits, so $50 for the Sapphire Preferred, $424 on the Amex Gold, leaves us with an out-of-pocket cost of $45 for the Sapphire Preferred or -$99 for the Amex Gold. So if your lifestyle naturally falls in line with Dunkin', Resi, Uber, and some dining partners, then the Amex Gold will be a nice clear winner for you. So due to the much higher total value on the table that you can potentially get, first place here will go to the Amex Gold. Remember, you shouldn't be getting a credit card if you can't use enough of the benefits to where it doesn't make sense for you at all. Up next, we have transfer partners, and I'm going to display this also in a new way that I've never done before in the past. Hopefully you'll find this format very helpful and clear to kind of compare back and forth. If so, let me know down below in the comments if you like this format. We've got all the airlines here on the left-hand side of the screen, and now to fill out all the columns, boom, here you go. Whenever you see a green check mark, that means the card you're looking at has access to that transfer partner. Wherever you see a red X, you cannot transfer to that partner. Looking through these then, we do see several domestic partnerships, but the majority are international. Chase will give you access to 11 airline partnerships, while American Express will give you 17. So it's pretty easy for me to say that the gold medal here goes to the Amex Gold Card with Chase in second. Having a lot more access to more partnerships means more potential itineraries, more creativity that you can use to make those itineraries as well. Let's now do the same thing for the hotel transfer partners. We have 5 of them here on the left-hand side. Filling out these columns now, they both give you access to 3 hotel partnerships. Chase gives you access to IHG One Rewards, Marriott Bonvoy, and World of Hyatt, while American Express gives you choice privileges, Hilton Honors, and also shares Marriott Bonvoy. So 3 on 3 pretty much sounds like a tie, but I'm going to give the first place medal to Chase, and here's why. Going from bottom to top, World of Hyatt tends to be an extremely high value program. Very easy to get 1.5, even 2 cents or beyond for the value of your points. Yes, Hyatt has a very small hotel footprint, so you won't find a ton of their properties worldwide compared to other chains, but they tend to be in a lot of major cities, so it's still very useful. Marriott Bonvoy also has a massive program with a ton of properties in the upscale and luxury divisions, which tend to be great values for your points. And IHG is also expanding in those upper tier categories as well. Plenty on the budget and mid tier, but the more luxury we see, the better the value tends to be. Because those hotels typically cost hundreds or thousands per night, you can usually get a higher value for your points when you redeem like that. Plus, you also get access to really cool experiences that you probably would not otherwise pay for. Contrast that with the Amex side. Hilton is also growing on the luxury side, but it is more limited, and Choice Privileges very much caters toward the budget, entry-level, extended stay part of their portfolio. You can still get good value for your points with the Choice program, but the aspirational part of it at the mid-tier and above tends to be much more limited, like a lot more limited. Now let's move on over to the travel insurance side. Looking to the left-hand side of your screen, I put the 10 major categories here for coverage. Now let's fill out the rest of the table. Whenever we deal with insurance, there's always a ton of fine print. I put some of the main bullet points here on the screen. Do realize though that a lot of terms do apply, so look at the full PDF guide to benefits to look at some more of these smaller details if you really care about some of these. Briefly looking at this from a bird's eye view, Chase has a greater number of coverages. It offers you trip cancellation and interruption, also baggage delay, and also roadside dispatch. Amex does not give you that at all. Then looking at some of the individual ones that do overlap, Chase also has some higher coverages in a lot more areas than Amex does. Feel free to pause this to look it over in more detail, but for now in terms of who wins, Chase will definitely win this category. Let's do another comparison here with the retail protection. So I put 4 of the major ones there on the left side of your screen. Filling out the rest of the table, they actually overlap perfectly. So they have 2 out of the 4 main coverages. Chase and Amex both give you purchase protection and extended warranty. Neither give you return protection or cell phone protection. In this case, the gold medal goes to American Express, primarily due to the fact that with the purchase protection, yes, it is 30 days less, but I'd rather have 30 days less of coverage and up to a total of $10,000 of coverage per claim versus just $500 on Chase. Then looking to the extended warranty, it's both pretty similar here. 1 extra year, $10,000 per claim, maximum $50K of coverage per account. But Amex's is valid on manufacturer warranties of 5 years or less versus only 3 years or less for Chase. So if I were to make an expensive purchase in the many hundreds or even thousands of dollars, I'd feel better having more coverage protection with American Express. And this all brings us to the final score. Let's count up our medals for the credit card Olympics and see who comes out the winner, at least on paper. The Chase Sapphire Preferred will come in with 6 first place medals and 3 second place, whereas the American Express Gold Card will come in with 5 first place and 4 second place, making our overall winner the Chase Sapphire Preferred, but by a very slim margin. So does that mean you should get the Sapphire Preferred? Not necessarily. Remember, it comes down to your lifestyle, your spending habits, your reward preferences, and much more. So let me give you some more guidance. Which card should you get? Well, as I see it, you should get the Chase Sapphire Preferred if you want a simple, intuitive, flexible, and high-value overall rewards program. It is great for travel and good for cash back. Also, if you spend broadly on travel, so that double point category is extremely flexible and covers a lot. Additionally, if you buy groceries online for delivery or pickup, spend a lot on streaming services, want stronger travel protections, and value these transfer partners, Southwest, United, Hyatt, and IHG, because those are unique to Chase. On the other hand, I would get the Amex Gold Card if you want a more advanced, high-value, travel-focused rewards program geared towards intermediate and advanced users. Because to get strong value out of this program, you're going to find yourself using transfer partners most of the time here. That requires strategy, research, and planning. This program is great for travel, especially flights, and also especially for long-haul international flights in a premium cabin like premium economy, business, or first. It is not a good program for cashback or other travel, and by that I mean cruises, cars, etc., because all those types of redemptions have much lower point values. Additionally, I would choose the Amex Gold if you spend mostly on airfare when it comes to travel. That flexible triple point category is great. Also, if you spend a lot at restaurants and US supermarkets. If you find good use or value in the partner credits, because those will allow you to justify the annual fee very quickly. If you're willing to learn how to use transfer partners to get strong value, this is a great option for you. And of course, if you value these specific transfer partners, Aeromexico, ANA, Cathay, Avianca, Delta, Etihad, Qantas, Qatar, Hilton, and Choice, as those are the ones that are unique to American Express. And that is a wrap for our 2-card comparison for today. Although still keep in mind that some of you may benefit from having both cards, because there is still a decent amount of stuff that does not overlap enough. Before you all take off though, be sure to check out the links down below in the description area for some great resources, including a link to earn more cash back whenever you shop online through Rakuten. You can even switch your reward preference from cashback to earn Amex membership rewards points if you prefer travel. A great booster to that Amex Gold Card, by the way. To sign up for my totally free credit card offer alerts, where I send you emails about great sign up bonuses when they become available and before they expire to help you earn more points way faster. And to get that super tasty 50% off your first order with Cook Unity, to get a taste of fresh, seasonal meals delivered right to your door and ready in just minutes. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.